It's been 2.5 years since Lexus announced the 5th generation best-selling RX SUV, and it's almost 2 years since they start selling them. I've done 2 videos before with 17 issues where 12 of them are unique issues. The biggest issue was related to moonroof or the panel roof shattering, and we had interior trim that got separated from the body, and even the RX got caught on fire. That's the first 2 videos, and I talked about real owners reporting their safety concerns about the 5th generation RX to the NHTSA. I also do this type of video for the NX as well, and it seems that the NX also has its own issues as well. So part 2 was released in February, and it's been about 6 months. Wow, 6 months. And there's been a lot of reports of concerns as well. Because of that, to maintain healthy length of this video, a follow-up part 4 will be released next week, so stay tuned to that video as well. So now, let's start with the issues. One feedback from previous videos was that people didn't have the patience to go through every single one, so they just wanted a list of all the issues. If you want to see more, pause and then you can read the screen. So issue number 18, reported March 16th, 2024. The VIN number is a 2T2, which means it's built in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, and based on this VIN number, it's an RX 350H. And the issue is automatic emergency braking 6 times on a new vehicle and has been violently and suddenly engaging at low speeds. So they said 2 times they're in the middle of the street with no obstacles nearby. So meaning there's 4 times where I think there is obstacles and it made sense for it to actually stop. I've personally had it when I actually was backing out in a parking garage where there were people actually quite far away, but it detected the people and it really slammed on the brakes. And it's a little bit frightening when you actually get that sudden slam on the brake. And I'm hoping this is a sensor issue and they probably resolved it, but no details on this. But I think something that you should be aware of, especially if with that sudden step on the brake, slammed on the brake, it does feel a little bit awkward. So issue 19, brakes vibrate or shudder. So March 22, 2024, it's a 2T2, and again, that's made in Cambridge, Canada, and it's another RX 350H. So the complaint says that the user started noticing that when they were going reverse or coming to a brake at low speeds, the brake pedal and the car starts to vibrate or shudder. I've driven hybrids for the last 5 years and never had this issue before, and it's very strange that the car vibrates when coming to a stop and it's ongoing. It happens when it stops but always starts up again. So I don't know, this one probably should go to the dealership and just get it checked. Maybe something is not installed properly or something is just not working properly. It may take a little bit of time for the brakes to get into balance, but definitely something to look into, and hopefully the person has had this resolved. Issue 20 and 21 are the same thing, and it's 2 instances where they're saying that the key fob program, we all know that it's a pet peeve for a lot of new owners that they only got 1 key fob, but I'm not sure if this is really a safety issue, but it seems like these owners are saying that it is a safety issue, so let's see what they say. So the first one on the left is the J2J, so that is actually made in Japan, and based on the VIN number, it's an RX 350. Actually, both vehicles are RX 350s. So they're saying that Lexus is still not providing the second key fob on delivery, and they're not listing the second key program as a campaign on the mobile app. And they're saying that the digital key is glitchy, and they're saying that Lexus is trying to generate more profit at the expense of customer safety and security. I'm not too sure about that, because they don't charge for actually getting the second key to you. In fact, it actually costs them more because they have to ship another key fob, get the dealership to do the programming, which that would have been done when they actually got 2 key fobs up front, and it actually would cost them more to do this. But again, it's the chip shortage that causes the key fobs to not be delivered at delivery. And then the other person said that they purchased the 2024 RX 350 March 2024, and then only at the completion, they're only informed at that time that they're getting one key due to the shortage. And June 6th, they're still telling them that the second key fob is still not available. So they're informed that in August 2024, they'll get their key. They're saying it's not acceptable and it's a safety hazard not having a second key. I'll definitely say it's an inconvenience, but I'm not sure if this is a safety issue because are you going to bring two key fobs with you? Most every single time you drive the car, you most likely will have one key fob and you're driving. If you lost it, you have to figure a way to get home to get the key fob or someone at home to get the key fob to you. But in fact, if you've lost your key fob, you can still call Lexus to come and tow your car and then get it all resolved. So safety wise, let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's a safety issue? Issue number 22, the font is too small on the instrument panel. So this is a JTJ, so Japan-made RX 350 based on the VIN number. And when you look at it, it says the fonts on the instrument panel are too small to read. Do not have problems with a current second car or other cars driven. So this right now you can see below is my image of my NX, which is exactly the same as the RX. But when you look at it, is it really that small? I'm not sure. I don't feel that it's too small. I don't know how much bigger you can have it, but if the bigger you have it, then probably the harder you can get more things on the screen. So let me know in the comments below. Do you feel that your RX, the fonts are too small? So issue 23 and 24, panel roof and the moon roof exploded. So this one is a 2T2 made in Canada, and this one is an RX 350. It says that we're driving down the expressway and our panoramic roof exploded and there's no one around us, therefore there's no rocks that hit us. Thankfully, the windows were tinted and the glass didn't shatter around us. They went to the service department and said that there was a rock, but they didn't see a rock. So it's an argument. And unfortunately, any glass is not under warranty, so your front windshield, because these are all could be just crash shattered. So it's not a warranty issue, and I don't know if they've got it replaced or how did they get this resolved. But this is, again, it seems to be 7 instances. So this one's the 6th instance of it reported to the NHTSA that a moonroof or a panel roof has shattered. So now let's look at the next one. So we look at this one, another 2T2, but this one is an RX 500H, okay? So they're saying that the 2023 Lexus SUV had a defect shattered, exploded outward due to the defect of the tempered glass driving on the highway. The glass shattered, fell from the sunroof, cut my face while driving. Ouch. Hope you're okay. And then we had a nurse remove the glass shattered from my face. Unfortunately, in this scenario, it did not cause me to lose control of my vehicle on the congested highway. The sunroof defect with Lexus and Toyota vehicles have been documented in several customers online and through several class action lawsuits. And that they said that they brought the vehicle to the dealership for inspection and repair, but there's no warning or messages or symptoms that the sunroof will shatter. So again, this is the problem. It's a he said, she said problem because rocks could actually shatter it, but then it's an argument of did it really shatter because of it, or it is a defect. And I'm more leaning towards a defect at this point, but this is my own opinion at this point because 7 instances of RX's shattered moonroof, and it's not just the RX, the NX had issues as well. Follow me on Instagram at LSFTvideos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks. Or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Issue number 25, rain sensing wipers not working. So this one is another 2T2 and it's an RX 350 based on the VIN number. And when you look at it, it says the rain sensing wiper do not work properly. The wiper swipes once, then it stops. Then they have to turn it off, turn it back on, and then it'll restart and working again. So once they do that, it randomly stops for no reason. They were told by the dealer that they actually went and contacted Lexus and they confirmed that this was a problem and there was no fix. The dealer also tested other RX 350 models 2023 and 2024 on the lot and they all had the same problem. And this is a major safety hazard that causes accidents. I haven't seen a recall on this, but I don't know. Any RX owners having this issue? Because if this is an issue, I would think that they would have a recall. And again, this is probably early. It's March 2024. Is it a software update that they can fix? I haven't seen that on my NX, and I'm assuming that most of it is using the same components. Let me know in comments below if you've experienced that the wipers are not working and you have to turn them off and turn them back on. So issue 26, fuel economy issues. This one's interesting. So this is an RX 500H based on the VIN number, and it's made in Canada as well. And Lexus claims that the car runs 27 miles per gallon, but the actual mileage I got is 22 miles after owning it for a year. So most likely it's broken in, and they're saying this is a big lie. Please take appropriate action. Well, first thing is NHTSA really takes safety complaints, safety concerns, and really is the fuel economy a safety issue? I don't think so. So I'm not sure why this was reported and why this is actually listed. But based on what we see here, I've heard that the RX 500H, I think it depends on how aggressive you drive and depends on where you are. There's a lot of conditions that will impact miles per gallon, but 27 versus 22.1 does seem a big gap. But any owners of RX 500H, do you feel that you're not getting the mileage that they've stated? Let me know in comments below again. This one is really interesting, but definitely not a safety issue. Issue 27, paint issues. So we have an RX 350 based on the VIN, and again, made in Canada, reported May 9th, 2024. First Lexus I've ever owned, and probably the last. Oh, sorry about that. I'm very disappointed with the paint quality of these cars, and it sustained many rock chips and scratches of normal driving, no tailgating or following closely. Surprised how bad the paint is able to hold. The chips go through the paint and you see the black plastic underneath. My bumper looks like Swiss cheese. The dealer was telling them that the car is designed and requires a PPF. I would have done it if they told me, and I've drove 13,000 kilometers or miles. That's interesting. Well, I think I've inspected my bumper. I don't see that problem. So I do have it's not like it's perfect. There is definitely chips, but I haven't gone down to the black plastic. Maybe it is a paint issue. I don't know what color this car is. I don't know if they're going to repaint it or what's going to happen. Any RX owners having this problem as well? You're seeing chips like very easily on their vehicle. Is it just because it's made in Canada and there's issues with the painting process there? So issue number 28, 12-volt battery issues. This is the last one of this video, and it's J2J for sure, but there's no VIN number here, but it's made in Japan, an RX 450H Plus 2024 model year, reported May 31st, 2024. So the contact says that they own a plug-in hybrid, and they stated that when they went to enter the vehicle, it failed to unlock with the key fob, prompting the contact to attempt to manually unlock the door. However, the vehicle failed to unlock, so they called roadside assistance, which determined that the battery was drained and was able to jumpstart the vehicle with a Slim Jim to open the door. And there was no warning lights illuminated. The vehicle was taken to the dealer and was unable to duplicate the failure. The contact was informed that leaving the key near the vehicle would inadvertently discharge the battery. The vehicle was not repaired, and the manufacturer was not notified 1,500 miles. So this is a common issue with plug-in hybrids and even hybrids that we've seen. But I think a lot of people have been educated on how the battery is charged, and also there are people who actually never have issues with these vehicles. I think it's really just purely there's drain to the battery if you have your mobile app pinging your car very often, and are discussions that there is an update to the mobile app that will help reduce the ping to the car, so meaning less strain to the 12-volt battery. So the 12-volt battery definitely needs some maintenance, and I have a bunch of videos on that already. So definitely something to learn, especially if you own a plug-in hybrid. There is some stuff that you need to learn before you actually drive it, or just to ensure that if you do get stuck, how do you get out of the car? How do you jump start? And do you need a trickle charger? So there we have it. Complaints number 18 to number 28. Really 11 issues here, but uniquely there is only 9. Like the panel roof and the moonroof shattering, this one we've seen 7 times. That's a lot. So 7 out of the 28 are all shattering moonroofs and panel roofs. Other than that, everything else seems to be other issues here and there. And if you have any issues, do leave in the comments below what issues have you experienced with your RX. And if you have experience with other vehicles like the NX and the TX, definitely leave me a comment below, or you can email me at youtube@lsfd.com. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.